Neigh's! Top 5 yay and nay list. What am I supposed to do? Nitpick the living horse apples out of it? I guess I could try framing something good with a negative aspect so I can talk about good stuff during my nays as well. I have done this before, after all. Oh, Luna, this will be a rhetorical nightmare. If only there would be a simple way for me to say for my nays the opposite of how I actually feel. I know what to do! Hello out there, this is the AnY and welcome to my analytical top 5 yay and nay list for Pinkie Pride. Sorry for the horrible audio, my mic is actually on its way back but still not here yet. First of all, meet Discorded AnY, a different version of me from another corner of the Ponyverse I met on Tumblr. Say hello to the viewers, D. You do realize that Discorded does not mean I am the complete reversal version of you that is forced to say the exact opposite of everything you think, like DC's Bizarro, right? It is a little bit more complex than that. Oh, don't worry, D. The way I put this list together, I am confident it works out just fine. By the way, I have already accounted for the fact that Discorded beings share many traits with their original counterpart. After all, you're still here, aren't you? Huh? Like every version of me, you are a horrible attention whore who bases in the spotlight. You simply can't resist the urge to indoctrinate people with your opinion. Therefore, no matter how much you hate me and how pissed you are that I tagged you along for one of my silly little videos, you won't leave after all, will you? Oh Scheiße, you celestial verdammter Drecksack! I hate you so much! Anyways, before we get started, there are some oddities I want to address, and because I don't know what else to do with them, I'm going to put them into a meh list.
Number 5, meh.
Considering Rainbow moved to Ponyville on her birthday, isn't it a birthday every year? Not to mention, a birthday is nothing else than the anniversary of one's day of birth to begin with.
Number 4, meh.
I hereby declare Ditsy-Doo, also known as Derpy, the official foreground background pony. I mean, look at it, she is now a regular background pony, but always in the first row. As cool as this kind of acknowledgement is, I'm going to miss the good old Where's Waldo game she offered.
Number 3, meh.
Spike's entrance in that scene is just so weird. He is front and center and gets to say his apologies in solo, even so he contributed less to the whole conflict than any pony else. This is really just a tiny cinematography nitpick, but it stands out to me every single time as an absolutely strange setup.
Number 2, meh.
I never had a problem with Pinkie's ability to materialize objects even as big as her party cannon, a flying machine, or an endless supply of streamers and co. I am also cool with the fact that Cheese apparently has the same abilities. But in that episode, those two were giving my suspension of disbelief a brutal stress test. Tanks, a giant cake-shaped pinata, house-high cheese, a whole roller coaster. Whew, thanks the attacks for the fast pace of this episode, so I never really had time to think about those things while watching.
Number 1, meh.
Creepy Pinkie is creepy. I mean, she scares the heck out of Dashy and Fluttershy. Now for the good stuff.
Number 5,
Neigh!
So let me get this straight. You expect me to trash talk on some topics you actually like, so you can claim afterwards that your viewers just have to take the opposite of what I say as your opinion. Pretty much. And why exactly should I play along with your silly plan? Maybe I have something positive to say after all, huh? Oh, let me worry about that and just read the note with your first keyword. Ugh, whatever. The fields. What is this supposed to mean? Are you referring to those pity scenes in which Pinkie goes all teary eyes and the music gets all sad and her hair loses its volume? Those scenes are just annoyingly emotional garbage. Nobody wants to see that sad little pony feeling all miserable. Cartoons are supposed to be fun or action or freaky visuals, but no deep emotional drama. What? Oh, screw you, you unbelievable, manipulative genius! Huh? Was this supposed to be an insult or a compliment? We are basically the same character. Insulting your intelligence would mean insulting myself. Why would I do this? Huh, good point. I just realized you are a really smart pony. I know. And damn good looking. Well, modesty forbids me to. And I have heard you are also a total champion in bed, aren't you? What? Why are you? Oh, I hate you so much. Moving on.
Number 5.
Yay.
We got our third, I just roll with the generally applied term, key episode. How goes the saying again? Third time's the charm, and oh boy is it true. Rarity's fall of grace, her moment of epiphany, and the circumstances of how she passed on the understanding of generosity has already been pretty good. Let's just skip over the threefold step backwards presented in Rainbow Falls and say Pinkie Pride topped all three of them. The viewer could totally identify with Pinkie when she went astray, and as ironic as it is to say, the escalating goof-off was a more subtle approach to the climax when viewed next to Rarity when she turned into a sweatshop formare from one shot to the next. Then Pinkie realizes that her current actions are doing the opposite of what her initial motivation was, namely making Rainbow happy. Rarity allegedly alienating her friends had not such a direct correlation. Finally, while Coco Mel's inspiration by Rarity's set example of being generous was believable, well told and cohesive, it was also a bit tagged on as simple aftermath and not very original in itself. The revelation of Cheese Sandwich's backstory and his true motivation on the other hoof. Wow!
Number 4.
So, you want me to talk about music? You do realize I like music. Why should I say something bad about it? The episode had a lot of music. People apparently liked it. The end. And did you like it? It was diverse and lively and I hated it. It was far too much perfecte Musik, and the only one that gave a hint of electropop was the birthday song. I am still waiting for the day Danny Lindgren finally discovers the glory of vocal house. And that's what you meant when you said you like music?
Number 4.
Yay.
As seemingly endless streams of jams, hidden either in the background or being only focused on for a very brief moment. Just look at all those examples I alone discovered.
Number 3.
The way this quote-unquote conflict played out was simply put an atrocity to watch. Wait, what? You're not even trying to fight my plan of using you anymore? What is the point of that? You obviously rigged the game anyways. Now shut up and piss off while I try to talk some sense into those morons watching your silly little videos. As I was saying, how dare they abuse one of the most deliciously violent and brutal genres like the Wild West and turn it into literally just goofing around. This was not a well-executed climax for a conflict within its narrative. This goof-off has been an abomination of television history. Wow, maybe you should slow down there a bit. We are only at number 3, you know? Talking about.
Number 3.
Yay.
I was amazed how Pinkie picked herself off the ground again with her own strength. First, Pinkie is depressed, ready to give up partying for good, and then even fails at finding another line of work. Usually at this point MLP uses some friend character to rush in or some unsubtle token to help the protagonist back on her hooves. But while the photos aid Pinkie rekindle her passion, she builds herself up on her very own. The song that started out as a super depressing number turns around and becomes not only cheerful but close to epic. Bravo! Bravo! They got the chance to bring back Pinkamia Day and Pie and let her finally go on slaughtery joyness on all of Ponyville. But no, instead of deflated hair, we got mane blowing in the wind. Blah.
Number 2.
Hey look, my two favorite fillies got a short cameo in that episode after reaching a new high of cruelty and dominating over the week in their last appearance. Now look at this. Singing, praising Pinkie Pie, allowing the inferior one to disrespect Diamond Tiara's authority. This scene basically ruined those two characters. Unacceptable! My, easy there, lemon grab.
Number 2.
Yay.
Well, I would love to tell you guys how amazing Weird Al was in that episode, but to be honest, I am really not familiar with him, and I am currently trying to catch up on all the fun I missed out on. Luckily, I have somebody here who knows a bit more about Weird Al than me. You guys remember my proofreader Cheap? You know, the guy with the cheap jokes?
Oh please AnY, I'm too woolly for this tomfoolery. If I must, allow me to bring the spotlight down for those of you who are unaware of Weird Al Yankovic. He is a very talented man, and is good at what he does. His claim to fame is being a parodist, famous for all sorts of spoof music videos such as White and Nerdy and Amish Paradise. Following a certain style in his own songs and medleys that can be characterized by the accordion and polka, it's safe to say he's unorthodox and more easily memorable. To put it in perspective, Kurt Cobain himself, former head of the band Nirvana, had cracked up laughing when he watched the Smells Like Nirvana music video. When the author of a song laughs at your parody of it, you know it's objectively funny. If you still don't believe in Weird Al, go watch the entirety of Albuquerque. It's good for you!
Yeah, whatever. You thought screwing up the main conflict, denying Pinkie to go all psycho and mutilating the glorious character of Diamond Tiara would be as bad as it could get, right? Ha, you wished.
Number 1.
Cheese Sandwich, the Antagonist. This right here is the problem. He is no antagonist. Remember his very first line to Pinkie?
Now who's ready to join the super duper party pony to plan the super duper party?
I am.
There, his initial intention was to help, to assist Pinkie. The entirety of his involvement in setting up the birthday was later revealed to be to impress Pinkie in particular, not showing her off. Finally, the goof-off only happened because Pinkie challenged him and provoked him until he consents. When he wins and realizes what just happened, he is not even enjoying his victory. You wanna know why? Because he sucks as an antagonist. But I can already hear AnY saying something like, this actually makes him a rather amazing antagonist in my eyes. After all, the antagonist is not necessarily a bad guy, but simply the character for the protagonist to bounce off. Cheese does an awesome job in that regard. Ugh, like talking to a wall. Why don't you go ahead and praise his joke of a character even more? Actually, oh no!
Number 1.
Oh my Luna, how amazing is Cheese Sandwich as a character? Forget about Weird Al's awesome performance for a moment and only focus on the pony within the episode. It starts right away with his introduction, his back and forth between the raspy cowboy and, well, Weird Al. Thanks to pitch-perfect execution of those switches, you already have an unbelievably interesting character trait from the get-go. He is also energetic, entertaining, charismatic, and relatable. Throw in an interesting backstory, and what else could you ask for in a character? My personal favorite, of course, is, as I already hinted to in my first impressions video, the fact that Cheese Sandwich pretty much seems to be the missing link between Pinkie and the apples. He is an Earth pony with an orange coat. He originally lived in Manhattan, where branches of the Apple family live as well. And he has a cowboy scene going for him. Yes, you all can agree he would fit in just fine with the apples. And I guess I don't need to point out the similarities to Pinkie, do I? Now to all the cheese pie chippers out there that are already freaking out over my missing link theory. You are completely in the clear. I'm not talking second or even first cousin here. I am talking really far removed relative. There is nothing gross about it, and it has nothing to do with incest or inbreeding. Those are clearly defined terms. Every couple with a coalition of relationship of 12.5% or lower is completely legit chipping material. So does this mean AnY is fair game? She is pretty fair after all, if you know what I mean. What? No! You, me, and her are all the same individual from different dimensions. That's like identical twins. We all have a coefficient of 100%. Well, I have never been the type for going only halfway. 100 actually sounds good to me. See you later. I have something to take care of. What? This is AnY Pony saying see you soon. Have to go and stop him now. Bye!
On this journey and quest of mine, I'll find a way to get it with much less time. What do I do and where do I start on my journey to discover my cutie?